Joining me now to discuss further these issues is Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Dr. Paul Ananaba. Thank you for joining us on the News at 10.
Thank you, Amachi.
I know you already have an opinion on what happened at the Senate today, so let's hear it.
Well, there are two sides to it. I consider the fact that the Senate has a duty under the Constitution to perform. And the Constitution envisages that presidential nominees, including that of EFCC chairman, should pass through Senate screening. And the Senate, in that case, has to decide one way or the other. Now they have rejected the chairman of EFCC twice. That is on one hand. Now, on the second hand is this nomination is coming from the president. And it is necessary that the president is giving some degree of respect, particularly when he feels that this particular nominee should be sent a second time. And at the second time, particularly a Senate dominated by APC.
Especially as he has sent a letter to the Senate in January clearing
Magu. So, but a greater concern for me, and I think for many Nigerians, is the security report being talked about is from DSS, which is also under the presidency. Could it have been that the report of the DSS was hidden? Why is it that it now shows up in the Senate after the president has said, I've cleared this and that? So this is part of the problems we are facing in the country. If you look at it, if it was not the chairman of EFCC, and it was just another Nigerian, perhaps more issues would have arisen. It shows also, to some extent, that perhaps the DSS is independent, working on their own. Otherwise, there should be a collaboration between the EFCC, the ICPC, the DSS, the police, and all these agencies, because they are in the forefront of the war against corruption. So some of the senators, before I round up, also who are shouting, crucify him, are likely to be senators that are either being prosecuted by EFCC or are likely to, or in the process of being investigated.
So what options are now available to the president concerning the confirmation?
Well, the president may have to look at the nomination again. And if he feels strongly that he needs to renominate the chairman of EFCC, he will go ahead and renominate him, because there is no particular number of times the law states that you can bring forward a name. But on the converse, the president may look at it and say, I don't want to continue this table tennis with the National Assembly. Maybe I will look for someone else.
Let's talk about the customs DG who's supposed to appear before the Senate, who's been summoned to the Senate tomorrow, and he's supposed to wear his uniform, which has been, a bone of contention between him and the Senate. Explain to us the legal issues concerning this. Is there any?
Well, if you look at the laws regulating customs, there is no requirement of strict requirement that the Controller General must wear uniform. I've looked through the laws, but if you look at the issue from the point of whether Controller General of Customs is a rank or an office, then we may begin to understand it better. And I give an example. At some point in customs, beginning from Ayodele Dion, who was the first Nigerian head of customs, they will answer different names. They were either directors, or at some point we had a sole administrator, who was the Major General Ango, going to history. And then from Bello, we started having Controller General. Now, if you have Controller General, it sounds like a rank, Inspector General, Control General of Immigration. So when it is a rank, it will have a dress code, at least for public appearances.
And he has to abide
So
by
I don't
the
think
dress
that it's one of the problems that we should allow to distract Nigerians today. The man is doing a good job. He should continue his job, but at least for the sake of peace in the country, which the president, who is coming from ill health now, shouldn't be exposed to at this point.
Thank you so much for expressing your thoughts with us here on the News at 10. Dr. Paul Ananaba, Senior Advocate of Nigeria.